Now, part two of what we covered in week 11, or week 11, semester two. Okay, so here I am in Twinmotion, and I'm going to open Twinmotion there. And this takes a minute or two to open. Okay, now you remember the direct link here. In this case, we're using an existing project. And I'll go and find the one that I created in video number 1. So that's going to load up. And it will load up, creating the link back to what we've got here. Okay. I've got some, tell me it's got some missing files here. Oh, maybe just go, okay, that'll do it. Yeah, there you go. All right, so we've got it open here now. And you can see the little direct link flashed in front of the screen there too. So this unit here, this platform, this little ball, if you come over to the right-hand side, you've got the scene and ambience here. You could say that this is the project browser and this is the properties, okay, if you want to compare it back to Revit. So look, I can turn that off, starting base there, and it's got 2 elements to it, a pedestal and a cylinder, okay. Here's my starting landscape. You can see that's been outlined there. I can switch that off and I get just a horizon line there. Here's my starting ground. I can switch that off and we're in a big hole. All right. So that's what you get when you start up here. And now we're going to move across to the navigation. So using your wheel, you can pan. All right. Using the wheel, you can pan across. Using the left mouse, right, you can orbit. So you got pan and orbit there. Okay, and using the wheel, scroll in to get closer, scroll out to get further away. All right. Now, if you any gamers out there, you probably know well WASD. So on the keyboard, W is bringing me in, A is bringing me to the left, T is bringing me to the right, S is moving me away. And not only that, if you're going to use the WASD keys, if you use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on your keyboard, right? 1 is snail's pace, 2 is toddler, 3 is walking, 4 is jogging, 5 is sprinting, and 6 is Usain Bolt. Okay, so if you click on any of those, if I click on 5, okay, you can see how quickly that goes. If I click on 6, whoop, okay, you can see how it goes there. And if I click on 3 and use that, well, maybe 4, and I get in 5, I get in there a little bit quicker, depending on how far you are away. All right, so you can use all of those in order to navigate. And it's one of the secrets of any of these real-time renderers is being able to navigate correctly. All right, so up here we've got you've got a rotate command, you've got a move, translate. I'm not quite sure what the translate does. You've got a scale. So these would refer to particular items. You've got an eyedropper there, which allows you to pick a color and apply it to a material or something like that. All right. So that's what goes on up there. This item here is called a gizmo. And when you import in a tree or something like that, it'll come in with the gizmo. The gizmo allows you to move it in Z, up and down, X to the left, Y to the right, and will also allow you to rotate objects as well. So that is good. That's a good thing to know about and to use there. Okay, so that's up here. So we've got our scene project browser. We've got our ambience project properties. Down here, we've got a set of tools here as well. We've got import, we've got materials, we've got populate, we've got media, we've got export. So I'll come back to those now later on. Over here, we've got our library. So this is the Twinmotion library. And as I was saying, is if I take a material and apply it to one of the objects here, it stays within Twinmotion. It doesn't transfer across into your Revit model, which is very handy. All right. Now, down here we got stats as well, which is going to tell you how much RAM you're using and all that kind of stuff too. So the first thing that you would do in a situation like this is that the starting landscape tends to come in at a kind of level 0, if you like, whatever. And we know that perhaps if I pick the landscape, you can see now that I'm moving it down and whatever. Now, there are some advantages and disadvantages to this. And let me just get this up to 5, and I'll go W. Just pan down here a little bit. Okay, and then using my right key, I'll orbit. Okay, so I just want to get a good kind of view here. All right, I want to get a good view. I get in just a little bit tighter, something like that. Let's see if I can pan across this way and then orbit back. All right, and this is kind of the secret of good rendering is getting a view that you would be happy with, right? So that's not bad to start with. All right, so I'd like to keep that. So if I wanted to keep that, I'll go down to media here, right, and it opens up this dialog box here. And if I hit the plus sign, all right, now, so that scene, that camera view is now stored, which is handy. And I'm going to have to move this down a little bit. And look, there's a little, when you hover over, you get a refresh button there, and that has refreshed there. Okay. Now, we could go around the back here. Okay, so we come out and just go orbit around the back here and get kind of a view there. Now I'm miles away, so I'm going to do a 5W here. I'll just pan across again. Okay. And okay, get up my W there again. I just bring this, so I want to, and that's just orbit down this way. See, use my wheel here, and again, I'm just trying to get into a position here where I get a decent view. All right. One of the things that I can do is up here on the got little eye there, and that allows me to kind of, it's got a few different tools on it. One of them, which is I can go into pedestrian mode, which gets me down to the lower where the landscape level is. So that's probably not brilliant in this case because we're slightly above that. So I'll go back into drone mode here, and that allows me to do something like that. Okay. Now, again, I just want to try and get, so I can get a couple of the buildings here, maybe something like that. All right. And again, just put it out there. Okay, maybe something like that. And I will now hit the plus, and that'll preserve that one there for me too. Okay, so you can move between that one and then this one. And you can set up a few of these and see how things are going. So that's not bad now, just to start that, okay? While I'm here, I'm going to set the time of day. And again, look, I've ambience is selected. Okay, I'm in the environment here. Do you notice that when I hover over a tool, you can see the little YouTube symbol there? So if I hit F1 now, it'll bring me across into YouTube and will show me a video on how to set up the environment and the lighting and that kind of stuff. So that's really handy to be able to do that. So I'm currently at 10:30 and I'm going to see, I want to bring a little bit of, okay, okay, there's the sun coming through there. That's at 6:30 in the morning. Okay, and we're at 8:30, something like that. Let's try and see what it's like in the evening there. So, and the secret of a good render is getting good shadows in my opinion. Okay, something like that, right? So that's 5:30 on this particular day. The exposure, I can just darken the exposure a little bit here. Okay, that's good. I've got weather, which is a slider bar, which allows me to go from sunny to Irish weather. Non-stop rain. You got sunny here to snow. Okay, you got those kind of bits and pieces down there. You got location, so I can turn the north point around a little bit, which is handy. Okay, and again, in terms of just getting a good render situation there. Okay, I'll just leave it like that for the moment. Then over here, move me out of the way. Yeah, we can put an ocean in there. Enable that. Oh, okay, that's Ireland in 2090. Right, it's there. We turn that one off. Got horizon. We can enable that. See that one? Okay, so I'm still in the environment here, and I'm just setting up the views. Okay, and we can change the pictures to a countryside view. If you want to see that a little bit better, then turn off the starting landscape. Now you can see that a little bit better. You can rotate that. Okay, so I'm going to leave there with some of that in the background. That's fine. So that was the horizon, and here's the HDRI environment. So we'll enable that, and we're going to bring in a sky dome. Okay, and the sky dome is literally just a dome that sits over the whole of the area here and gives the impression of that there's a sky there and whatever. You can rotate that as well, so you can get some clouds in there. But notice that as you rotate it, your shadows are also rotating. So I'm going to bring that just around to there maybe. Intensity, we can bring the intensity up and the intensity down. So we'll bring it up there a little bit, something like so. Now, so you're kind of just setting the environment for the project there. All right. Is there anything else we need to do on that? Let's have a look. I don't think so. I think that's fine. Yeah, we don't want that. And that's all good. All right. So that's kind of setting the environment very quickly in terms of the project there.